To be with those heroes as they return to American soil. And I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, please, sir, please finish the job. Every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. The short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our Drill Baby Drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we're #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And #2, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy.
Yeah,
And
there
in
you
any
go.
event,
I'll
when
take
this
that. Thank
conflict
you,
is over-
Albert. You can leave it there. First of all, there is so much that is ridiculous, as you are aware, totally fabricated. I mean, I don't even know where to start. The hard part is done. If the hard part's done, then why don't you go open the Strait? I mean, you are now saying that all these nations who depend on the Strait and depend on oil passing through should go take care of it. Everything was fine prior, and you didn't contact any of these nations, speaking of prior to your attack on Iran. So there was no planning, no coalition built, and now you're saying, hey, you know, I'm kind of bored of this scene. was a little stickier than I thought it would be. Turns out, I don't want to put troops in there, but it's kind of a mess, and it's not my mess because my country doesn't get a lot of oil through there, so I'm going to let you guys handle it. And that's really what he is saying. I mean, that's not implied. The guy literally said that. I wrecked it, you clean it up. Then that's amidst all the stuff like, we're so great. We're the most powerful nation on earth. We have more oil in America than Russia and Saudi Arabia put together. That's absurd. That's just absolutely not true. There is so much there that is completely fabricated, but it's all of a kind. It really was like all of his Truth Social posts stitched together and then ad-libbed around in this kind of tepid speech. Play me number cut.
I have a Starmer cut.
Oh, you do have a Star. This is Starmer's
cut
reaction. Thank you. Okay, so here's the British reaction. By the way, before you play this, Macron, the French president, has already said, we're not going near this. This isn't our war. This is America's war. Don't bring in some reference to the NATO alliance or to the EU partners. We're not in this. And we're not going to go take care of the strait. So Macron was one of the first to buzz in on this. The French president. Here is what the British are saying.
This is not our war. We will not be drawn into the conflict. That is not in our national interest. And the most effective way we can support the cost of living in Britain is to push for de-escalation in the Middle East and a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz.
So okay, I think that pretty much states it as the French president stated it. Guys, this is America's war. This is not our war. How would you even coordinate with the Americans, who appear to be unclear even as to what their mission is? Trump is changing the game all the time. Hegseth is, busy with that blowtorch of fraternity testosterone that he brings to every podium. And then he prays to Jesus Christ. What a mess. What an absolute, complete, wall-to-wall mess. Concocted by amateurs. They inherited the best economy on earth. All Trump had to do was not touch anything. Work on your arch that you're going to build for yourself. Work on putting your name on the Kennedy Center next to JFK. Work on putting your name on everything in Washington and putting the banners at the Justice Department with your face on them. Work on building trademarks. Nope. I mean, as I said before on this show, I would have been happy if he just worried about putting his signature on money. Even though it's an absurd ego play, the guy's a megalomaniac, egomaniac beyond. I mean, it's if a kid acted this way, you go, this kid's got a real problem. But instead, because he's president, he's indulged by everyone and everything. So, they're concocting fake awards to give him. I mean, his own people. I'm talking about congressmen and senators are such supplicants that they're coming up with fake awards to give the president. The America First Award. So all I'm saying is he got into office and all he had to do was hit cruise control. Instead, he hits right away, smack talks the allies, Canada, Mexico, appears to be taking Russia's side in the conflict in Ukraine, talks about how NATO may not be important anymore, makes rumblings in all of these areas. Then he dusts off this thing that he's been talking about for years, which is tariffs. Tariffs is a way to create a system of patronage where nations have to come to Trump and make a deal with Trump that oftentimes benefits the Trump family. That's what happened, for example, in Vietnam, where the Vietnamese greenlit a resort that he wanted to build there, and they greenlit it right away. They moved people out who lived there so that he could begin construction immediately. They just wanted tariff relief because they were being tariffed at 46%. So after the tariffs and after the smack talking of the allies, Trump moves on to something else he could do. This is while he's selling pardons. He's selling pardons at $1 million a pop. While he's pardoning people who've defrauded Medicare for tens of millions of dollars, who've defrauded investors for same, hundreds of millions of dollars, white-collar criminals who were getting 20 years to life. And he pardoned them all. So while he's doing that, he concocts this military thing. I'll bomb Iran with the Israelis. I'll take out their nuclear program and I'll obliterate it. That was in June. Then I'm going to start taking out these boats off the coast of Venezuela and in the Caribbean. Just kill everybody. You know, the drug boats, in air quotes. Then I'm going to go into Venezuela. I'm going to decapitate the leadership there and grab their oil. Cuba's next. But wait a minute. What's going on in Iran? Netanyahu wants me to invade. He's going to invade, and the Saudis want me to invade, and the Emiratis want me to invade. It wasn't just the Israelis. The Israelis were definitely leading the charge. I mean, Netanyahu's been after this for decades. And Trump's like, you know what? Yeah, look, I'm doing well. Hit Iran back in June, not much happened. Nailed Venezuela, nothing happened there. No real repercussions. All right, I'm in. Let's go. And that's where we are. We're in Iran. And Iran, and we've talked about this over the last couple of days, and we've had experts who are speaking about the fact that Iran has taken a leverage play through the Strait of Hormuz. And now the Americans, much as we want to sort of drop the mic and say we've won, are screwed because we're there and we can't really back out with the strait in the situation it is, although Trump is saying that's his plan. Objectives are all close to completion. Play me cut 10, please, Albert. This is Trump from last night's remarks. The objectives are close to being completed.
I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not hit their oil, even though that's the easiest target of all, because it would not give them even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again.
All right, so you see we'll be watching them, and we've achieved our objectives. We're still open to some diplomatic channel, but believe me, we don't need that because we can just bomb them. I mean, literally, he said, bomb them into the Stone Age. What is going on? He reminds me of, you know, some third world dictator who is just cooking up this verbiage and rhetoric that is devoid of any kind of notion that he's a citizen of the world. I mean, what America had reputationally is gone. I mean, I just think the damage to the American reputation internationally, not to mention the world order, has been completely turned on its side. I mean, forget about it. NATO is essentially dissolving. The Russians know this, and no one's emboldened the Russians more than Trump. Trump's given them sanction relief. They're making insane amounts of money. You've seen how much money is flowing into Russia now, and Iran, the same story. He's given them sanction relief. This is all in return for what will be an easing of the constriction of the oil market. Meantime, hearing how we're going to hit them hard over the next couple of weeks, that ain't what the market's like. Look at the Dow. Now, Pam Bondi, you have time to check out the Dow, Pam Bondi, now that you're not working at the Justice Department anymore. Check it out. The markets hate this. The markets are roiling.